Okay.
Okay, let's get started. Yesterday we saw about a PL/SQL basic anonymous block. Anybody having any doubt for that? Did everyone practice for that? Okay, today we are going to what is named block. So we already see about the named block in the sense procedure, either procedure or function. Okay, so we'll see each and every component detail here. Okay, procedures. So the procedure is a subprogram or a named block. Okay, the procedure is a subprogram or a named block. So the procedure will help you to move the data from one table to another table. So one schema to another schema. Procedures are mainly designed to flow the data from one server to another server, or one schema to another schema, or one table to different tables, one table to many tables. You got it, one to many. So suppose we have some employee table, or see. This is not I'm expecting, man, really. Right. Start from EMP. Suppose we have this table. We have like a employee table. So I want to move the data only these three columns into the some X table. So I want to move these two columns information, employee number and hire date in this the hire date table. Okay, now I'm creating these two tables. Create table EMP underscore hire info. Okay, hire info. EMP number. Another thing like a hire date or joining date. So maybe columns won't be same. So this is my two columns. Enter this table. Now maintain like a table EMP underscore info. So in this I'm maintaining like a EMP number. Where name marker of 20 salary. So this is like a salary. In this what I'm mentioning, it's salary in the sense number. So I created this data. So I have like a data in this employee table, 17 records I have. Maybe I got this data from the client. Now I want to move the data, this data into the multiple tables here. So in case if you get the raw data from the client, if you treat like this is the raw data now, This whole data is a raw data. You need to perform the reconcile the data. You need to perform the data segregation. Data segregation need to be performed. That we can call it as a normalization. Data need to be normalized. If you normalize the data need to be splitted into the multiple tables. Multiple tables. Okay, so in this we don't have any duplicate information, or in this we don't have any raw data here. So treat like as a raw data. No, in case. Now I want to move the data into from that raw data to underscore date. So higher date. So you don't have joining date column actually. The raw data table having like a higher date. So you need to understand the logic for the behind that column logic. So higher date in the sense that is the join date column. That relation or table column mapping sheet. So the like if you are entered into some project, you will get some workflow diagram or a project flow diagram. So in that, what are the important tables you have? In that, what are the relation from each one table to another table? So is there any relation in between these tables? So those people will provide some link that we can make it like as a ER diagram. ER diagram. Entity relationship diagram. Okay. So now I can able to understand that, but there is no here foreign key, primary key relation here. But I need to understand myself. That will be column mapping sheet. The client will provide some column mapping sheet. This is the table. This is the file I'm going to share to you on the daily basis. This is like a file having like a EMP number, ENAME, job, and all those things. I'm going to send like this data. In this higher data, so you need to understand. Client will send some name. Our database column may be differ. Client column name is differ. Understand? So in this case, higher date in the sense business column name this. This is business column name. This is the database column name. Understand? This is business column name. This is the client will make client what the name is calling from that name. We can call it as a business column name. Okay. Our database having some name, right? That is our database column name. Joining date I mentioned like joining underscore DT. This is my database name. So database column name. So now I have like I'm moving the data. So it is moving like 17 rows is inserted. Only two columns data I have moved here. Now I am moving the data from here. We are doing the manually here. These things will put it into some procedure. How the things will happen in the SQL, how the things will happen in the PLSQL. That's what we are observing here. Okay, now EMP number, ENAME, salary from EMP. Here you are able to insert the information into the different table as well here with the different columns. Okay, now you did like two insert statements. I mean one to many. The table having the relation here, one table is going to sit the data into the multiple tables. One to many data you are trying to insert the data into one to many relationship. So here you did like two insert statements manually. One after one you executed manually here. So the same work Oracle will maintain simply either in anonymous block, either in a procedure, whatever it may be. So simply I'm going to maintain in block. So begin info. Okay. Now I need to maintain the transaction control language because I'm performing some transaction that need to be saved into database, correct? So for that reason, if I haven't mentioned anything in the downside, the table there is a chance to get a lock. Need to use always transactional language. So simply now I am running this. Now I have committed the data. So each column, each table having like a 17 records. Now if I run this again, the data one more time need to be inserted, right? Star from EMP table having 17 rows. Now if I run this block, PLSQL block, so I haven't mentioned anything here. I selected the code and I am running it. Now the Oracle will insert the data. So PLSQL procedure successfully completed. Kindly check the data in the employee table having like 17 or 34. Okay. Here we haven't executed one after one manually. The system is going to run one by one after one. So if you're running some code, until the process is get completed, the system will wait for that. Once completed that process, the 17 rows is going to insert into some X table. After completion of that, the system will go to the second step. The system have the capacity to understand like now the process is going on. The process is not ended. Once it ended, then it will move to the second line. So this is the like a we can say logical data flows or data flow. So now we move the data from one table to another table. Suppose if we have like a one schema to another schema in case. So now these tables are in a same schema. Now if I mention like a HR schema in this, if I created the same. No, if I created the same tables here in the employee table. Now I want to move the data in this. See here, now this table does not have any information here. No, this table does not have any information here. Now there is no EMP table in this. No, there is no EMP table in this. So now I am running the some procedure or anonymous block, whatever it may be. I am writing the code in this. Either you can insert the data like okay, now I am running the code here. So now the data is going to insert into the another schema table here. See, simply if you mention the schema name, the data will go and sit into that particular scheme. Now I have created the table in this HR scheme. So I need to mention the target schema name here. Now I'm running the code. Here we go. So PLSQL procedure successfully completed. See, the data is inserted here or not need to be verified. Okay. The data get inserted here. Earlier we don't have any data. So not only this, we can use the create table statement in the code itself. We can create this table, or you can provide a grant to the any user, or you can if you want to create any index for that. So simply try use execute immediate. Execute immediate and will create the tables. We already seen in the things in the PLS in the anonymous block. So now I am moving to the this code into procedure. Simply I am creating some procedure here. Procedure P1 underscore, or you can say like a proc underscore sample. Yes. So I don't have any variables here. I don't require any variables here. I don't want to declare. I am not using any variable here. So I am not declaring any variables. If I have anything, I need to declare here. This is the declarative section. The create and begin in between we have, right? Add statement and the begin statement. Here you can call it like as a declarative section. Oh, I don't need any variables here. Now I am running this simply. In the PLSQL, each and every line terminated by the must and should terminate by the semicolon. See, it is showing insufficient privileges. So why it is showing insufficient privileges? You don't have capacity to create the table here through procedure. You have the capacity to create the table manually. So name is already by using an existing object, but the procedure does not have the capacity. Through procedure, you cannot able to create the grant. I mean table. In this case, Oracle need to be provide some grant command prompt. Try to connect admin user. And so now it is showing like a procedure name is already user objects. So proc underscore sample is already used by an existing object or replace. It is showing like a already showing insufficient privileges regarding what? If I put this in comment, the procedure get compiled and need to be verified. Okay. So you are getting the error in which line? 316. This is the line. So EMP info does you haven't provided any grant for the system user. So EMP info or EMP hire date. So I'm providing the grant all. I'm providing all the grants on the table name to the system. So I am trying to insert the data. HR schema table into HR schema table here. So for that reason, the Oracle is expecting some grant, but you are trying to insert the data without grant also in the SQL prompt. If you are trying to do the same work in the PLSQL, Oracle is expecting some privileges from In the earlier, like in the normal 11G or something like, you cannot able to insert any data without having the grant proper privilege from the particular schema. In 19C, it is getting it is allowing you. Understand? So now you are getting the error here. Now we are getting like a 2 errors, right? Now I have provided the grant here. See, now it got removed with the only one you have the problem here. Okay, if I provide the grant for this also, no, you will execute that. Grant success. Okay, now see the procedure get compile now. Procedure sample compiled. Okay, so now I'm using this execute immediate. The procedure is compiled. I got the error. I thought like due to the table creation, it is giving error. So I haven't checked thoroughly. I blindly I thought like due to this execute immediate, I'm getting the problems. For that reason, I try to provide the grants here. Maybe that is not correct. Maybe that is not correct. Okay. For that reason, again, I verified the things. If I get any error, please try to read out the error message. Then you can get some idea. Without error, like I got the error, so what I need to do, don't call to anyone. Try to address yourself. The issue need to be fixed yourself. Then like in next time, if you get the same issue, you won't get any problem. You can able to manage the same type issue if you get any time like. Okay, now we created some procedure. Now I am going to execute this. Now I'm going to, the procedure is compiled now. Just the code has been created in the database. It is not used yet. If I use that, how to use or how to execute. Simply execute procedure. It is showing, for example, line number 5 having the issue. So because the same procedure name is already used by an existing object. See, this table name is already created in the database. If I created the, see, now I'm creating with the 1 year. Now the procedure is compiled. Now I'm running this. The procedure is successfully completed. Okay. See, the table is created or not. Table has been created or not, need to be verified. Now it has been created. Okay. Now while creating the table, I can able to perform some conditional statements. I can perform some conditions. Simply what I can say, the table is already exist in the database or not. The table is already exist in the database or not. I can verify. And if it is already exist, then try to delete or drop the table, not delete. Try to drop the table and recreate the option. So while coming to this place, I can do the conditional checks here. So I already said we have some conditional statements, iterations. The conditional statements will help you to, the conditional statement will help you to store the, no, not like to check the conditions. If any one of the conditions satisfied, do some operation for that, else you will continue the process. Now I can do the things like here. Simply, however, we will discuss in the conditional statement the later classes. First, however, we are going to check now. If, how can I check that? First, the table is present or not in the database, how can I verify it? Me, maybe.
From the table.
User underscore objects. If the object is present in that, okay, select start from user underscore objects. So where object underscore name equals to the object name. So the object name must and should be in a capital letter. Try to remember this. Okay, now I'm checking it. So now you have the data here. How can I identify this? The table is having the data or not. For that reason, I'm using like a count star here. I'm storing into, if I want to store that count of value into some variable, I need to maintain some variable for that. V underscore CNT. I'm maintaining it. Now I require some variable here.
We have
I need to declare this variable in the declarative section. The declarative section starts here after as keyword, the before begin. So now I have created some variable. Okay, see here what will happen. The procedure is compiled. So if I stored that the object is present in the database or not, I stored into the some like a variable. Now I need to perform some conditional check here. For that reason, if V underscore CNT is greater than 0, then okay, then simply use execute immediate and the drop statement. Execute immediate drop table. No, you need to always maintain the single quotes. Okay. If starts with the if class, ends with the end if. Okay, now I'm checking only one condition. So see here, now I'm going to run this. Now the procedure is compiled. So if you have the procedure table is already exist, you will get the name is already used by an existing object, correct?
Correct.
Now I am running this. Now I am running this. Now the table is created again here.
If it is already exist, then
It drop and create. If it is not there, it automatically come and create. See, now I'm checking, I'm creating with the employee 2 here. Employee 2. Now I have created that procedure. Okay, see here, now I am running this. So like procedure is compiled, procedure is successfully created. See here, now the table is created. You can run any number of times because the procedure will perform like a conditional checks. If it already exists, the procedure the table is already present or not need to be verified. And if it is already present, it drop and create the things. Okay. So like the procedures will help you to move the data from one table to the different tables or one table to the one schema to another schema. So the file, if you have that file, client will send the data in the form of flat files. We will load the data into the tables. That is in the landing tables. While loading, after loading the data into the land tables, we can perform some transformations. So we can perform some transformations. Okay, transformations in the sense, maybe client send the name in the upper and the lower case, or maybe like a init cap something. I want to store the data into uppercase only. In that case, what I can perform on the top of landing table, I can use some upper class. I can use some upper class and I can perform like this. So I can simply here I'm saving this name, right? So I want to put it into lower case in case. I can perform the transformation like this. While taking the data from a system user, I'm converting the data from actual data to the different data. That is called a transformation. You are transferring like some value to the another value as per your business need. Understand? The transformations will depend on your business need, not your thought, my thought. The business people will request you, like your client will say like, I'm sending this way, you can maintain the data in the different format and try to send the data in the different part. Understand? So I'm sending the data in the uppercase, but while sending the data from your place to my place, try to send in the lowercase. That is a client requirement. So based on that, you can put some transformations. These are all things you can put it into some view. You can create some view on for this select query and push the data from view to the table. Understand? We haven't provided any input to this procedure here. We haven't provided any input, user input,
like
variable or parameter, something like that. Okay. So while moving the data from one table to another table, okay, I need to move only department 10 table. 10th department information. Okay, 10th department information. I need to move the data only 10th department or whatever the department I am mentioning in the user like a user if requested, like I need to move the data only for 20th. I need to move that particular data only. In that case, I need to pass some parameter to the system department. So simply I am passing like I can define the parameters in this place. So before as keyword, we need to provide some parameters. So parameters naming conventions must and should be start with the P or par parameter that need to be understand as per your company. When like when you are into some X company, that X company will have some naming conventions. That naming conventions you need to follow, not your naming conventions. You cannot put your I'm using in this in the earliest place. I am using this way. Don't accept those people. Don't those people won't accept like this. Okay, so we will say like a P underscore DEPT number. In I'm passing the input parameter. Okay, in what I can say like a in that is number. All the places you need to mention size while declaring the data type. You need to mention the size actually. So in the parameter declaration, you no need to put any size here. If you provide any size here, you will get the error. It will saying like a encounter the symbol. It's first line only. First line only you are getting the error. Substituted for this. You cannot able to substitute the length of the data type here. See here the procedure get compiled. Okay, if you mention the size, you will get the error. Okay, see now the table is created. Now I need to use this parameter. So I need to push the data. I need to push the data for the particular department only. Now where DEPT number equals to P underscore DEPT. I need to use the same condition in the downside one as well. Now I have compiled the things. Okay, see. Now I'm running this. I will get the error here. See here, wrong number are types of arguments in the call to the proc sample. So you are running some X procedure here. That is called X procedure here, proc underscore sample. The procedure is having like some input parameter here. So the input parameter, you have defined some input parameter. Okay, so the input parameter need to be pass. Parameter need to be passed here. So if I pass the 10 here, so data will get inserted. So check here. The data is inserted or not, need to be verified. not in this place. So I thought in this. So in the HR schema, I'm checking, I'm truncating the data. We inserted some data, right? So I'm, for that reason, I'm inserting, deleting the data. So EMP underscore higher info, EMP underscore. Okay, so we EMP underscore, the two tables has been truncated. See here, no data is available in this. Now I am running this. I am running this. So the procedure is successfully completed. Now I'm checking the data in this. So it got inserted for the only 10th report.
Yes.
Okay. Understand? Okay. If I want to pass like multiple parameters. P underscore DPT number 1. So while I'm joining like while I'm capturing the higher information, I need to pass one department number. So my requirement is like that. While passing that, I need to pass like a DPT number 1 in some place. For another query, I need to pass different department number. In that place, I can mention like here, I am not mentioning in or output parameter here. So if you haven't mentioned anything here, in or outer, in or out, the Oracle will treat like as a input only in parameter. See, now I am saying like I am passing this P underscore DPT number to the different query here. Compiled. Now I am running this. So you will get the error because I need to add some more parameter here. Now the procedure is successfully compiled. See in the employee table. So in this we have like a 6 plus 5 records got inserted. So the same table is inserted how many records, try to verify. See here we have 12 records. 6 plus 6 are inserted here. Understand? So number of parameters may be like your business requirement where you need to pass which value. That values need to be understood by yourself and defined by yourself. Okay, so if I want to use like a output, if I want to display any output to the system, I need to use like a output parameter here, P underscore out. So here I'm not returning any values here. I don't require to put any output statement here. Just I am passing that like I am returning in the some. The procedure is compiled. So if you don't know how to run this procedure, there is a output parameter, out mode parameters. There is a out mode parameters. How to declare the out mode parameter here? I am not providing any input here. Okay. Need to declare some variable. To define. Procedure is successfully compiled. Run. Okay. Here we need to declare some variable underscore or something like we need to declare some variable for this and then need to be used for that. So we have two ways to declare the variables, either bind variable, either normal variable. So if you don't know how to declare the things, so how to declare the things, try to open the code, try to open this, press Shift F4, it will describe the procedure and select this button like a run option, Control F10. So it will prepare the how to execute that. How to execute that. It prepares some statement to understand like to simplify your work. So it is declaring some output parameter here, varchar to 200. So you are using this output variable in this place. You don't have any value here. So you are passing this to the p underscore output to the this way. Okay, you need to declare some variable. The output parameter, you are going to print some variable, right? So for that reason, we will declare some output parameter here. Okay. If you don't know how to run this procedure, go and select Shift F4 and describe the procedure code and select this button simply. Shift F4. See here, I'm opening the code. I selected that particular name and I'm selected for that pop-up describe or open declaration. Anything is fine. Open declaration or pop-up describe. Try to use these two buttons and it will open the code like this, and simply select this button. It will get the how to execute that procedure. So here you got this procedure. You haven't provided any inputs here. Now I'm passing this inputs like 10, 20. So I'm running this. PLSQL procedure got successfully compiled.